And we are live. Hello and welcome to Developer Insights. I'm David.
And I'm Justin.
And together we are the leads on game development and design here at Codename.
We also founded Codename too.
That's true. We're going to be your hosts for this episode and for every episode.
Because when we're not here, the show doesn't happen.
It is still holding up as true.
Yeah.
So,
today is our 134th episode.
Okay. Hey, there's no script here.
Oh, what the? It was on you to fill it in today.
But wait, shouldn't you have told me if it was my job?
Well, I was in a late meeting and I barely had time for lunch.
I was in the same meeting.
Well, then you should have known that I wouldn't have time.
But then I wouldn't have time either. Come on.
I guess so. Maybe we should start writing our scripts like more ahead of time and not like in the last 20 minutes.
Sure, maybe.
Okay. Anyway, let's see. Today is our 135th episode.
Maybe wait until after the show.
Oh, fine. Anyway, today we are here to answer development and design questions about idle champions.
That's true. And if you don't have to ask any questions, however, you may have to suffer through Justin's one-man reenactment of... Damn it, this is also blank.
Whoops.
That's it. What did the chat ask for last week? I think they wanted a Star Trek TNG episode.
Okay, I'll do all good things.
No. For failing to fill it in, I think you have to do something that's like a bad episode. I'm thinking like something with Dr. Pulaski.
Aw, poor Dr. P.
How about that one where Worf hurts his back? That was a great one. Wait, no.
As long as I don't have to do masks, I'll be happy.
You know, I actually liked masks.
You're so strange.
All right. Anyway, as always, we have pulled forward some questions from the previous show that we didn't get to, and we were going to answer some of those while we are waiting for new questions to come in. But before we get to those, I do have some updates from the dev team from items that we flagged to have the dev team look at. So I'm going to start with those. Yeah. That's true. I do.
Not this year. What did I say? This show.
I'm sure we've had some
episode.
This year.
Maybe.
Okay, let's see. What do I got here at the top? So as mentioned previously, we did have a number of fixes that were going out for iOS, and those did go out at the beginning of this week. And inadvertently connected to that was there had been a long-standing report that some of the icons for the equipment cards on iOS were a little bit blurry. Those are fixed.
Wow.
Yes, we changed how those graphics were loaded. So as part of those fixes, the blurry graphics are also fixed.
So head back to the iOS shop and update your reviews, everyone. They're fixed. Wow. We did it. I don't know if people downvoted us for that.
I hope not. Additionally, spending favor on legendaries will now correctly reduce your gold find. Sorry, I guess. This was reported last week.
Oh, yes, that bug. Yes.
Yes. The current total has been added to the collection completionist blessing for the Light of Xeraxis. The achievements for Xander and Vin Ursa have been moved into Founders Day achievements section. We did fix some scaling issues on iOS for the event dialog. It was scaling a little bit funny on certain aspects. We did correct the issue that if you have a champion that is been benched that is dead, that when you change areas, they will be revived. Apparently looking into this, this was actually something that had been broken. This was working up until May of this year, and then an update went out that broke it, so that is also now fixed. And there's, I don't know if anyone had seen this, but there had been an issue on the quest tracker where the progress bar could get set to some egregiously large number, and it was like all the way across the screen. And so
I thought that was a feature.
Is that issue, is also fixed. And actually, before one caveat on that is that some of these are out right now, and some of these are going out in the next build. The iOS stuff is out right now. I don't have the in progress list, of course, because it has gotten egregious. It's on Justin's list of lists, and we keep adding to it every show.
We sure do.
Okay, moving on. Let's start with the questions left over from last week. First question is from Loopy79, asking, can we get a new searchable category for crowd control in the champion search? Or possibly even a whole new role, similar to how we got debuffer. Ideally with searchable subcategories for stuns, roots, slows, knockbacks, and anything else I might be forgetting or which may be added in the future. Oh no, we're gonna put the future anyway. These abilities can be key to defeating certain variants, and currently there is no in-game way to find them other than reading through each champion's abilities individually.
Yeah, I saw this last episode. It was just after we kind of the questions that we got to last episode, and I do think something like this makes sense. I don't know about the subcategories. That might be just a little bit too far for the champion search, sort of the way it's set up right now. But yeah, having like a crowd control role that you can filter by, I think would be super valuable. Yeah, there's tons of stuff that works that could benefit from that. There's even like the whole Erois affiliation is very much about doing those stuns and roots and slows, and you get bonuses for doing that. So if you wanted to build out an Erois formation and you wanted 5 more champions after the base ones, that could work really well with them. This would be something super useful. Or if you ran into Strahd and you're like, I really need this guy to not get to my formation to full heal, then that would be another situation where I could see this being useful. But yeah, I think there's a ton of places where this could be useful. It's just a matter of the design team going through and appropriately flagging all champions that have a stun, slow, root, etc. And then figuring out if the crowd control category should include people who just have a stun in their ultimate, or
this is going to be the debuffer all over
I know,
again.
this is the only kind of problem with this kind of thing is like, should it include should it include people who just stun or slow in their base attack, or should it also include ultimate? I don't know. And chat has like paused for me, so I don't even know if people are talking about it right now.
How much of that?
I'm not seeing any more chat beyond that. It's
they've
been
just
a couple
given
of
up.
minutes. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Now they've started to chat again. Anyway.
Next question. This is from the Lurking Writer, asking, can we have a way to edit, or at least delete, formations outside of being in the location where the formation was saved?
Yeah, this is a bit of... so this kind of calls back to the formation builder, I think, that we were thinking about doing, and we had sort of half designed out and spec'd out way back in the day, and then we did something else, and we can never remember what it is that we did instead of it.
I swear
was
it was
Modron
Modron. I'm pretty
automation?
sure we had the formation builder spec'd along with... Oh, crap. There were 2 things we were looking at the same time, and then both of those got pinned for the multi-party stuff.
Okay, so this would be the perfect thing to bring the formation builder back for. I think it would just be too kind of convoluted to have like I guess we could do the lesser version of this would be like a formation save manager, where you can at least delete formations outside of being in that adventure or campaign. But it does seem like it would limited usefulness, and if we wanted to really fully expand on the formation, save builder stuff, we'd implement that full formation builder, which seems a while ago, or like a while away from now, if we were to do it.
That's true. I mean, you have a large number of items on your list of features, and I mean, I think it might be out of space.
No,
you actually have to complete some of the items before you put new ones on. This is okay. Next question. This is from Niscus, asking, has the serpent staff been near the chimney in the previous episodes? I just saw... What serpent staff?
This serpent staff?
Is that there? Yeah?
I think it's been here the whole time.
I haven't edited the background, so...
Have I just been sitting in front of it every day?
I don't know.
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it's now that it's the summer, I don't have to sit so close to the fire. So
yes.
So yeah.
Still need to have a fire during the summer.
I know, right? We should really put this out.
Put an air
Get some
conditioner
water
out there. All right. Moving on. On to questions from this week. First new question today coming out of the gate is from Randram, asking, with an enforced post-stack multiplier spelling out 6 full digits rather than scientific notation, is there any chance we could have this also applied to item eye levels? Since as soon as you hit eye level 10,001 on an item, they're displayed in a value of 1e to the 04, which is in fact longer, and you can't even read the exact eye level value. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems like that's a bit of an oversight.
This feels like the opposite of questions we were getting last week, which was why can't everything just be scientific notation?
Yeah, I mean, this is an issue where we try to sort of apply things the same across the board, but there are different situations that require different
Yes.
different significant digits to be displayed. And I think item levels are one of those things that generally we're not expecting the vast majority of players to go like above item level 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, or something like that. So we can certainly, I think we can expand that out to keep.
So what
keep the
what I'm
significant
hearing
digits
is this
up
is
to
a
a
bit of a
million.
subtle flex here from Randram to ask this question.
I mean, there's a decent number of people who have it 5 digits. But yeah, I think six would probably be all right. Over 6, when you get into the millions, I think we're getting down to a very small number of people, and most of those people have exploited things in one way or another. So,
J'accuse. Okay.
I just said most, not all.
Next question. This is from Foolish Genius 89 asking, why does Shandy get a glitch skin with no feet, while Valentine gets a glitch feet with no skin? Make it make sense.
Yes, so there's actually a bunch of people asking about this today. I'm not going to address it each time someone asks it, so Fear Pills, OG17. Foolish Genius got here first. But yeah, I know this was talked about in the channel, and I know there was some sort of reason.
We just rolled the dice, and that's how it came out.
Yeah, but I don't think it was. I think it's just the way it shook out. Is we wanted to give Shandy a
glitch skin, and you wanted to give Valentine
a glitch
feet.
Valentine a feet, but we didn't want to flood the store with feats and skins. So I think it's just the way it shook out. Yeah, I mean we have done so like. Yeah, the glitch skins are an interesting one because we did like all the Red Panda skins that kind of changed, but they didn't change. They didn't come with associated feats to like change the races. So it's got a little bit of precedence, though, with it being called a glitch skin. Maybe not so much so. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it's going to change, but I'll certainly pass on. I'll pass on the fact that a whole bunch of people have asked about it on Dev Insights. To the people responsible for making that decision, which is not us.
Pass the luck. Talk to Chris. Okay, next question. This one is from A Fewer Pills. Can we get a payment for completing the newest Fortune's Wheel variant clockwise through the Great Wheel? This one feels like it's a job rather than being part of a game. And especially if you do it 6 times. Non-patron and then with all the patrons.
Yeah, so I guess what I'm taking from this is people didn't like the clockwise through the Great Wheel. I believe that was the one where you can only use champions from certain affiliations and it rotates is it 25 areas I think that it rotates? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I mean, you better scratch the next one you have planned for that.
Oh, it switches every 100 areas. Alignments, yes, not affiliations. The alignments switch around, but don't they switch around like kind of slowly so you can like put in the next alignment and they'll be good for at least 200 areas? Oh, champs can only be in for 100 areas total. Oh man, yeah, that's pretty rough. We can't. Yeah.
I mean, your next one is better, right? The counterclockwise.
Counterclockwise. I mean,
and that one you start with few,
tier.
and then as you go backwards, you get more champions available.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take another look at this variant and see if there's some way we can make it a little bit easier. Yeah, they can't be refielded. Yeah, that's kind of mean of us, isn't it? It's already quite hard. I feel like we got to save that they can't be refielded one for like one that unlocks an evergreen or something, because that's something we generally do in the evergreen ones. But in just a normal one, yeah. All right, I'll take a look at that one. We'll see if we've got something. Ooh, Dave, you've got 11 new friend requests.
Oh. Anyway.
Glad that's popped up on my screen. Okay, let's move on to the next question from Dark Drake 0210. They ask, why did you add the hotkey menu button over the save button on iOS? Why'd you do that, Dave?
Wow. I didn't realize someone had done that. That sounds like...
Sounds a lot like passing the buck that you just accused me of doing.
That sounds like a mistake.
That does sound like a mistake.
We're going to tag that, and I'll talk to Peter. That's clearly just a mistake. I think the likelihood is that that button, the autosave button, is only visible on certain platforms.
Mm-hmm.
And so someone potentially moved one of these other buttons around.
Yeah, I mean, the other question is why
is there a hotkey
menu button on iOS?
Yeah,
I guess if
that might be.
If you got a Bluetooth keyboard plugged in.
Yeah, maybe that's just not supposed to be showing on iOS.
I bet it's probably not, and
yeah.
it somehow got shown. Because
Yeah.
I bet what happened is we added the save button. We're like, where should we put this? It's like, oh, let's put it where the hotkey button is because we don't have hotkeys on iOS, and then somehow
Yeah.
the hotkey button got shown. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could plug a Bluetooth keyboard in, and then you'd want to know what the hotkeys were.
You don't have to plug a Bluetooth keyboard in; it's Bluetooth. But that was, yeah.
I mean, Bluetooth is pretty unreliable. Sometimes you do have to plug a Bluetooth keyboard in. Also, how else do you charge it?
I don't know.
Gotcha.
I think we're going too far into the weeds on something that is not specifically asked in the question.
Next question. This is from Tortifu. Checking if emergence event has been fixed, and that for the final day, the end time to collect all drops has been made time zone friendly. I'm based in Australia, and normal daily rollover is 5 a.m., with drops only ending 3 hours before end. That is still 2 a.m., so either I have to stay up very late or leave the PC on, neither of which is ideal.
Yes, so my understanding is we've changed this emergence for it to, the token drops to run out 12 hours ahead of time, which will hopefully, that'll be 5 p.m. the previous day. So as long as you play between now and then by the time you get to 5 p.m. you should get your last drops, and you won't lose anything for turning off your PC overnight.
Yeah. Next question will be, why are my emergence drops stopping
Why am I not getting any
12 hours
emergence
before the
drops?
event ends? Yep.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Next question. This is from Delcun. Now that more Briv jump feats are planned, will it be possible to set the flexible feat to 0? It would help to not skip areas with required kills in patron challenges while Briv is required to be in the party.
The flexible feat that we talked about for folks who weren't here, I think last episode or the episode before when I talked about, would just round down your skip level to the latest, the highest full number that you can have. So if you've got 7.5 skip, it would round it down to 7. We don't have any plans right now to round him down to 0. My suggestion would be if you want to do that, that you just don't level Briv up, and then he won't unlock the jump ability, and then he won't jump. Yeah. That would be my suggestion there. I don't think it makes sense to do a 0 jump feat for Briv. It feels incredibly niche. Yeah.
All right. Next question. This one is from Tortifu again, asking, checking if emergence event has... Wait. Didn't we just...
This is the same question.
It's the same question. It's been copied in twice.
Bonk.
Well...
Gasp!
All right.
That's one less question we have to answer. What are we going to do?
Next question. This is from OG17. The buff icon silvers on formation circles. Slivers. The buff icon slivers. Wow. Reading is difficult sometimes. The buff icon slivers on formation circles were considered unusable on day 1, and the game is far more complex now. And the health/cooldown display would be fine, but it's always been hidden by enemies when you want to see HP. Can we finally ditch the icons and layer an HP cooldown display over enemies? Or add an align enemies to the right of their name text and or space them from tanks?
Yeah, so I only read the first part of this question when I highlighted it. So the buff icons on formation circles, yes, that's something that Yeah,
It's been a long-standing debate.
we were trying to replicate some of the behavior from Crusaders with the buff circles
without making it turn into just a mess.
Making it just look like a whole bunch of
Crusaders.
circles. Yeah. And so I think that I would like to replace those slivers, as you call them, with like basically just a pop-up that sort of outlines all of the incoming, outgoing formation abilities on the champion. As far as wanting to see the HP, there are some thoughts I have on how to make some of that stuff more clear. But just having it, display over top of enemies is probably it's possibly doable.
I mean, it's still going to be particularly messy. I think the biggest reason
it would also overlay over like the champion below probably as well.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think the major reason we haven't addressed this in general, because it has come up in the past. It's been a while since it's come up, but is just because of the lack of like a really good solution to it that is all that much better than it currently is. In addition to sort of, it's always been a question of how valuable that information is
in the moment.
In the moment,
Yeah.
Because typically it's a case of either you're going to make it through or you're not.
Yeah.
Which, yeah.
Yeah, I do think there's probably some cleanup we could do there to make the circles and the health stand out more. It's just, as Dave says, we haven't been able to find a solution that we can all agree would be good. And
so much information into such a tight space. Unfortunately, the little the circle slivers, the only thing they do is show that there is some kind of a buff going in there. But beyond that, getting the details is really tough. Okay, next question. This one is my favorite name, Biv's Feep. Yep, I got to come up with a better name for this. Maybe an acronym.
Just call them Biv.
Biv.
Yeah.
Biv Feep would like to know, when are we getting the Blue Crew core?
So, for folks who don't know, actually you can tune in tomorrow morning. It's Mars's stream on Fridays where he has some special rules. He wrote them down here for ease of me telling you about them. So on that account, he has all of his equipment is level 1 rare items, no shinies, no pigments, no legendaries, no blessings, no perks, and default feats only. And he is using that to see how far he can get in the game, whether he can finish events, whether he can finish challenging content and patron variants and whatnot. And so it sounds like we're asking for a core that forces you to abide by the, I don't know what it would do. It would buff champions for if they only have rare items and don't have I don't know exactly what it would do. But
it actually just makes everyone in the party have all level 1 rare equipment, no shinies, no pigments, no legendaries, no blessings, no perks, and default feats.
It's not really what a core does, though. It's got
it's
all
a
the
special
outputs.
Core.
Maybe
that's all it does.
Maybe each of the outputs would enable a new one of those restrictions.
Yeah.
And so actually that'd be kind of a cool core to do, like a utility core that has like.
Ooh, you could put the various Briv jumps on it. Oh no!
That's a terrible idea. We should totally do that. No, a challenge core would actually be pretty cool like that, where like depending on which outputs you power, it has different kind of challenges, and maybe it could. I don't know. I don't know what the bonus of doing that would be. Whether it would just be a utility thing for people who want to sort of self-impose those or whatnot, but. That could actually be a cool way of doing that kind of works within existing systems, as opposed to having to do like a whole new set of UI.
Oh, the chat seems like they're on it. They want that Briv core.
The Briv core.
Yep.
Briv jump core. Yeah, sure.
Okie dokie. A damage-reducing farming core wouldn't be useless. Yeah, okay, see?
Just have a core that just sets your DPS to a certain level and oops.
Yeah, I think the players have spoken, Justin. We have to give them what they want.
Okay. All right.
Next question. This is from OG17, asking, the Corrupted Gems event augment gave some much needed incentive to do flex character variants. Could something like this become permanent?
Yeah, this is some good feedback. So, I mean, the idea with the event augment that added Corrupted Gems as a reward to the variants was intended to increase your incentive to do those. And I think we've got a couple of different ways that we're gonna continue to try that, just to see which ones sort of hit best with players. And yeah, we'll continue to try some things. If we find one that we really like, that really does what we want it to do, then yeah, it is possible that some of these event augments could become permanent. But for now, we're just trying out different things to see how folks respond to them. So there's a couple of other different things I want to try as additional rewards for completing variants, especially tier 2 or higher variants. So yeah, we'll continue to play around with those. But I appreciate that feedback.
Okay. Next question. This is from Emote, asking, do you think it could be possible to make it so we can enable multiple patrons at the same time? Then when completing a variant, it clears it for all the patrons we have selected. I think that could be a nice self-imposed challenge for some of them.
That sounds like that would be an excellent output in this new challenge core.
The challenge, yeah.
Enabling multiple patrons at the same time and then doing variant clears. I mean, that would be really interesting. I think it definitely would create a very big challenge for some of them. Not sure why. I guess we would choose the area. The area requirement would be whatever the highest one is for that for the patrons you have selected. I mean, I don't know how if technically we could do this. I mean, technically we could probably find a way to do it, but it would be it definitely wouldn't work within the existing patron system we have right now, which just has like one patron that can be active on a party at a time.
That's right. It's a single field. It's not a double field. It's not 2 items or multiple items.
Yeah, it's one integer.
That's true.
But obviously we could just do some bit math on that, no problem.
Oh no.
But yeah, it's an interesting idea.
No, you have to add the 2 patron level requirements. The chat says that's the thing to do.
What? Oh, you
just add them together.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting. I'd have to think about whether there'd be anything sort of really blocking something like that. But it'd be cool. I mean, it would save you some time, help with chores too. Yeah, presumably. It could be kind of cool. Oh, you get multiple. Yeah, you get all the local perks with both patrons, or multiple patrons. I'd have to think about how exactly, what exactly the effect of that would be. I wonder what there aren't that many champions who are eligible for every single patron. I think it's got to be single-digit champions, so you couldn't turn all of them on and then expect to do very well. But yeah, that'd be interesting. I guess it wouldn't actually
Unless
help.
they're hoping that they could have, if you have 2, that if you qualify for one or the other, you could use the champion.
Yeah, no, it'd have to be all of them.
It has to be both.
Yeah. Otherwise, you just have all the champions available, and it wouldn't be hard at all. It'd be easier. But I was just thinking about patron chores. It actually wouldn't necessarily make patron chores easier because you'd probably have some patron chores that had champion requirements that were only available for that patron, or maybe just like 2 certain patrons. And so you'd have to do a lot of finagling it to actually be able to do those in multiple patrons at once. Yeah, it's a really interesting idea.
All right, looks like...
He's calling them chores. Clip it. I call them chores all the time.
I was going to ask. You've just given up. Officially, you're going to change the name in the dialogue.
That way we should.
Yeah.
That'll be a core or output you can
I think maybe if you complete them enough, then you get an achievement, and the achievement changes the text. So achievements that unlock things. I think you were going for that, too. That was a theme.
Alrighty. Well, it looks like it is time for, and I saw people in chat asking about this, it is time for our world-famous... Stream famous. Somewhat famous. A couple of people know about it. 42 chest giveaway. Now, the way this works, if you haven't been in chat before, there will very shortly be a keyword in the chat, and all you have to do is copy and paste that keyword into chat, and you'll be entered for a chance to win 42 chests of your choice. You can choose any type of chest that exists in the game, except for Glory of Bahamut chests, which are excluded for exclusionary reasons. No good reason whatsoever.
Bahamut knows what he did.
But yeah, you can choose any type of core. I was going to say, because I'm reading the keyword, which is challenge core. Any type of chest. So you could choose
core chests.
Gold chests. You could choose Aroas chests from season 1, or Aroas chests from probably a weekend promo when we did Aroas Champions.
What about Modron piece chests? Do you like those?
You
the
could
Modron
choose,
component
yeah,
chests?
the Modron component chests. Those are good.
Yep.
You could use those in your challenge core to power some outputs. What other types of chests are there that you could choose?
Now this one is not as obvious as it sounds, but I think we could have a caramel chest. You know, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Or a Wonder Bar chest.
Mm.
You know, I do like my Crispy Crunch chest.
Me too.
That's a good chest.
I love Crispy Crunches.
Or, you know, perhaps it's a Coffee Crisps chest.
Oh, I love Coffee Crisp chest.
That'd be good.
Types of chocolate bars people
what
are
about
saying.
more
specific, please.
How about a cherry blossom
Oh, there
chest?
we go. Guar's Bane got it. Canadian chocolate bars specifically. Chocolate bars you can only get in Canada, according to the internet.
Yeah, I mean,
so we don't actually. I don't prescribe to know if you can get these, elsewhere. But
we didn't make it all the way to Mr. Big chests.
no Quebec chests. Yes. Oh, Mr. Big. What are some others?
We got an Eat More chest.
Eat More.
Big Turk.
Big Turk. I've never had a Big Turk.
Jersey Milk.
Only
Yep, had
Canada.
those.
Jersey Milk. Yeah.
And Smarties.
Smarties
Yep.
candy. See, that's the interesting thing. Whenever we talk to
They're not
US
those little
folk.
powdery
They're
rocket.
not the powdery
or-
rocket thing. Or they're
Yeah.
called
They're called
rockets.
Smarties. We call them rockets here because
Yeah.
there was a trademark problem.
There was something. I don't know. For some reason, just to confuse, just to drive a wedge between us and our American friends.
Yep, that's true.
Anywho, that's the end of this segment.
That's
Let's
right.
move on to some new questions.
You like Smarties? Ew, they're powdery. It's like, no, they're chocolate. Okay. I have a document here somewhere. Cool. Next question. This one is from Goram Browncoat. Are there any plans for improved random queue for trials to add to, not replace, the private game? Multiple people creating campaigns in parallel in hopes of randos doesn't always go smoothly.
Yeah, so we've talked about sort of trial stuff in the future or in the past, and what kind of trial stuff we might be able to get done. We do have a pretty big rework to the whole trial system planned that will probably, we'll probably either address this directly or make this go away entirely. In either case, it will address it. So I don't think that we're going to get to doing something like this ahead of the trials rework. I definitely understand that.
Date. What's the date?
I definitely understand that it is annoying, and there are definitely parts of trials that are annoying. And I would love to have the time and resources to address those. But as we talk about priority lists and just lists of things to do, trials is on there. It's just right now down on the low priority list, unfortunately.
Now, how long have you been promising that, Justin?
Years and years. And that's why I say, when I say we talked about trial stuff in the future, fewer pills, I do know the future because we are going to talk about this in the future as well. I am sure we will continue to get questions about it, and I would love to be able to do something about it. But not right now.
Fair enough. All right. Look at that. A short number of questions today.
And we're out of questions. Yeah. That's
No.
Oh, we're not.
Probably got another 10 in the list. If you've got a question, you should toss it into the chat because there's still likely time to get to it. Next question. This one is from Cassius335. Justin's one-man reenactment of Penelope Halfpint makes a friend, please.
So I take it from this, from this comment here is the name of Hope Lavelle's new children's book, which she talked about on Idle Insights today. If you missed Idle Insights, it's available in the archive, assumedly. I need to get a copy of that. but I should get a copy of that, for I have two small children who enjoy books, and the more D&D books we can get, the better.
There you go.
I like my D&D books.
All right, next question. This is from DMJC. Drit's Companions of the Hall upgrades don't actually do anything. I reported the bug, but I'm curious how hard it is to fix.
I will check and see what the status of that bug is. That sounds like, that should be relatively easy to fix, depending on exactly what they're doing instead of whatever it is they're doing.
Yeah, I mean, we'll tag that and get Peter to take a look at it. I'm not sure.
The next question here is from Meowarf Moo. I'll ask it to you because you haven't gotten any today, really. They ask, can we get the same information shown on the main character bar / tiles as we have on the new seat box, where it shows all the character stats, roles, and other helpful info when hovered over? So I think this is the pop-up.
Yeah,
when you hover over a champion on the bench.
From selecting a seat rather on the actual bench. No, we don't actually. When you hover a champion on the bench, we show the panel on screen, like the big pop-up.
It shows the two tips, and then the base attack and the ultimate attack, and I think it shows like the name and like class and race, maybe.
Right, a bunch of data in there that hasn't really been updated, I don't think, since basically release. I feel like we've made some minor changes to that at some point, but it's pretty basic stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think that we could certainly put some of that information. I think maybe that whole box just needs like a refresh.
Yeah, it still needs to have the tip text, I think, because that's kind of more important for new players. But it could just be the bar that you get when you hover things in the swap menu, plus tip text underneath, because I think that would cover all the bases.
Yeah, and we just have to be careful not to cover up the formation when you're doing that, because typically that's what people are. I don't know, they're hovering for that. They're going to go down and grab a character and pull them out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yep, I think we can put that one onto the list.
Okay, next question. This is from Garwar. Any chance we'll see an update to the UI for guide quests? It is in its current iteration, it doesn't guide anyone at all. And even if you tried to sort it, it wouldn't really help. It's a presentation issue, not a data issue.
Yeah, I agree with the sentiment of this. It is very hard to use those guide quests as a guide. And initially we kind of ran out of time to kind of do another pass on the design of that. One thought I did have at the time we were putting it together was to design it almost like the kind of the FF10 like spider web of stuff. And so, because it is kind of laid out like a web, like in terms of how the data is structured. It's a tree,
right?
And that
that was the Final Fantasy ones weren't webs, right? Like,
they were
actually just like sort of tree structures.
They did connect around back.
I thought they didn't. I thought it was just like
they
think they've shown different visualizations of it, and it's just like a tree.
But
and then they curled it around.
It does feel like something like that should be more kind of tree-like, so you can see like more of what's coming and where you are and what's kind of available. But I don't know. I think that we could definitely make it better. It's on my to-do list, admittedly at a low priority, to look at how we do the collection and guide quests, especially the guide quests, because they are intended to be kind of the next level of tutorial. After you get out of the tutorial, the guide quests are intended to be where you look in order to figure out how to unlock more stuff in the game. And they just don't do that very well right now. They're kind of buried inside the collections. It's difficult to sort through which ones are the important ones, which ones are not the important ones. Though we do sort the guide quests and the gold outline ones and the silver outline ones towards the top, and those are the ones that lead to skins, features, patrons, etc. But I think that we can visualize that better. I agree. It's a presentation issue, not a data issue. I think the way that they're set up is fine. It's just how we display them and how we sort of make it look interesting is the thing that's lacking.
Yeah, I mean, certainly there hasn't been a whole lot of updates to the way those displays look post-launch.
No.
Although
There is an
Wilson is in
update
there
coming.
working on something. I know
Wilson
he's
is
been working
working.
on-
Yeah, I mentioned a few episodes ago that I finally finished my pass of the collections, my review of the collections post release, and so there is a bunch of. I think he's gotten through the do this ASAP kind of list, and then
do the high priority.
the high
list.
priority is left there, and if he doesn't get to it, I might just go in there and just move everything from there up to the ASAP list, if that's the only one we're going to get through. Yeah, so like some things like I know the progress bars, we changed them so they differentiate between which progress bars count toward the top bar and the overall progress, and which ones are just more informational and which ones only count if premium progress is on. So we've got some visual stuff for that, which is coming. Making it more visually obvious that like time gates don't count at all towards your overall progress. That's coming. And then there's a couple of other sort of fixes and whatnot that are coming. Not everything for collections is getting fixed right away, but some of the high priority stuff or the ASAP priority stuff is getting fixed very soon.
Okay. Next question. This is also from Garwar. When you release Briv's new feats, can we get a skin to celebrate his jump support that has him in a propeller hat that spins up and carries him through the air instead of springs? It can be his 9 jump cap.
Maybe.
No? I think it should have a long spin up. He has to like go there and turn it, turn it, turn it, turn it, turn it,
So it
turn it,
actually
turn it,
makes-
turn it, turn it, turn it, and then,
It actually makes jumping slower
yeah. Oh,
if you have
sure.
that feat equipped. Yeah. You sure know how to sell skins, man.
I mean, skins, the like cores where you get like debuffs. I mean, these are great ideas today. Next question. This is from Jam0. Any way to convert one type of potion to another? Yeah, Justin, where's our ability to convert potions?
Yes, so this
And
is
contracts too while you're at it.
So one of the things we've talked about on our stream before is the idea of this apothecary/notary, some sort of joint business venture where you can trade potions from one type to another, or disenchant potions, or do something where you can take potions you don't want and convert them in some way into potions you do want. Same with bounty contracts, blacksmithing contracts, being able to convert those into higher tier ones so you can use more of them at once or more of the power in them at once. So that is something that is on our list. It's on a higher than low priority list. It's on a higher than medium priority list. It's actually on our high priority list because we have some plans for a champion that will require that to be done. So yeah, that is moving up in the priority queue and is something that we will hopefully get into the game soon. I guess is
I think
most ambiguous way I can say
it actually makes sense for someone who's like selling or mixing potions to have some legal staff on it.
It does. It does.
Just in case.
Just in case.
For liability reasons.
Yeah,
This is
every once in a while you convert a potion up and just one of the champions in your formation just kicks the bucket right away.
Shouldn't have drank that.
Yeah,
Yep.
no. Shouldn't drink that weird smelling speed potion.
It's gone bad.
What are those little bits of red in there? That's just death. Don't worry about it.
It's past its sell-by date. Don't drink that potion. Okay, next question. This is from Fewer Pills. You don't like this one?
No,
huh?
go ahead and ask
Okay.
it. This is just...
With Briv getting 2 new feats, can we get a centaur skin for him? Because centaurs have 4 feats.
There was actually another question I saw around the same time where someone was like, well, he'll have 4 feet and 2 hands, so does that make him or 2 arms, so does that make him an insect? He's got like 6 appendages altogether.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what
Justin.
yeah,
What has 4 legs and an arm?
I don't know what.
A satisfied Rottweiler.
Dave, you're not allowed to tell those ones on stream.
Oh, wait. What? Just a dog that bit someone's arm off. That's far, far worse things happen in the game.
That's true.
Okay. Next question. This is from Cassius335. Can we get a cockor for bird races only?
Uh-huh. I love these suggestions. This is great. When we run out of questions, we just get great suggestions.
Okie dokie. Next question. This is from Didi Mariner. Didi Mariner? I think. I'm going to go with that. And they would like to know, I have the setting narrow bench boxes, but sometimes I get heavy lag because I accidentally click drag a bench seat and the game tries to scroll right or left without it being possible. Is this a bug or an oversight? Is that... Huh.
I used my Uno reverse card and asked that question back to you.
I see that. Huh. I actually, off the top of my head, I can't think of why that would happen. But it sounds like it's something that we can at least try to reproduce by dragging the bar.
By doing exactly
going to
that
narrow
thing.
bench.
It's a good bug report.
Yeah, I can't. Like I said, I can't think of a reason off the top of my head.
Everyone in chat is saying that happens.
Why that would happen? It must be triggering something it shouldn't. Then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll look into that.
No ability to scroll should just be click. It just be a no op. It shouldn't be doing anything.
It should just be like nothing happens. Yeah.
Yeah, that it definitely sounds
be
like a
doing
bug.
Something bad there.
Okay. It's one of the, it sounds like it's one of those bugs where the developer, aka us, asks, "Why would you do that? Why would you drag a bar that has nothing to do?"
Accidentally.
Yeah, I know. All those bugs you never catch because why would anybody do that? Next question. This is from Gortus, asking, now that the major trials rework is further in the future than you hoped, will you reconsider moving the favor cost for forgiving ahead of for forging ahead of the rework?
Yes, we are considering putting the removing the favor cost for forging in a sort of general balance update that we're tentatively planning for before the end of the year. That will include a bunch of stuff, including those Briv feats that we were talking about earlier, some Dungeon Master love, some Fen love, etc. So yeah, that is all stuff that is being planned.
Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. The best part about narrow bench slots is that sometimes narrow bench slots are wider than normal bench slots.
Is that okay?
Seems like an oversight. How does that happen? Okay.
Yeah.
Next question. This is from TexOg 2013. Is that like location of birth, day, month, year?
Maybe AG is silver. It's like the birth medal.
Anyway, they ask, maybe I missed it. What's the reference for Skip Season 2?
Oh, we just Dave and I have.
It was the seasons 2. Yeah,
it
was a bad seasons.
Don't watch TNG Season 2. Dr. Pulaski's she's very mean to Data.
That's true.
She needs to stop being whatever the equivalent of a racist is towards androids.
Yikes.
Because she is very, very mean to Data, and I don't like it. And that is my hot take on TNG Season 2.
Wow. Wasn't she brought in because, like, she was Roddenberry's... She was on the original series, and they brought her in because they thought, I don't know, it was some kind of favor thing.
Hello, and welcome to TNG Rumors.
Yes.
I'm
that's
Justin,
not a rumor.
and
you can look
this
it
is
up.
David, our rumor master.
Chat's right. She wasn't that bad. Next question. This is from Asifushi. How would you say that?
I wouldn't.
Okay. And they would like to know when's Ren?
I think a lot of people ask when's Ren, but I think not enough people ask how's Ren.
Okay. Next question. This is from Fizzban2000, and they would like to know, follow up to a question a couple of months ago. To complete the Modron Core Supercharge achievement, do we need to supercharge the nodes which don't actually do anything to get the achievement?
So I've actually already highlighted this one in yellow so that we can double check with the dev team what's going on there. I suspect that you probably, if it's not triggering off of supercharging just the superchargeable nodes, then you probably have to try and get some supercharge into the other nodes. The intention is that it should only need you to supercharge the superchargeable nodes in order to get it, since there's no way to kind of see where you are on supercharging the other nodes. So I think that you said that when it was released it was intentional? No. Well, I've changed my mind.
Oh, no.
It should only count the nodes that need to be supercharged.
Oh, dear.
So we will look into that and see what is going on.
Okay. You don't want to answer this, Justin?
No.
Okay.
Let's see. This next question here is from...
No, this is for you, Justin. It says, hello... oh, wait.
Yeah, this question is from Aviri, who asks, hello, David.
Wouldn't it just be Avery?
Could be Avery. I don't know. Av3Re, who asks, hello, David. Narak's ultimate is a bit annoying on mobile to trigger from the Alt button. Any chance the trigger can be moved to a circle animation on screen instead? Yeah, Dave, why'd you make Narak's ultimate so annoying?
I know. I love how this one's targeted at me when that one wasn't my decision. That's a good question. It does seem like triggering that from a larger tap region would be a nice improvement to it. And I know you're hard at work making it a fix for Narak's Alt, right? Because everyone asks every episode.
It is on the list of things to include in that year-end balance update.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that is a little bit tricky. I was thinking, I wonder if there's ways we could make that button easier to click, but unfortunately, if there's others next to it, it's really a tough one. Yeah. I don't have a good idea on that one off the top of my head. Because it feels like if there was a region that you'd want to have for that, you wouldn't want to have it on screen at all time either.
No,
So-
no, you definitely want to only have it there while the ultimate is going on. Like you kind of trigger the ultimate and
Yeah.
then a circle appears or whatever that you have to push at the right times.
Yeah.
But we'd have to move it probably based on where Narak is in your formation or something.
I think we
And-
just make it a large circle.
I
It
don't
covers up a lot, just covers the oncoming enemies. On a phone, that actually would be about the right size.
Yeah, and you can
Yeah.
get your thumb there pretty easily,
Yeah.
probably.
Then it'd be
I don't
easier to
know.
do on phone than on PC, and we get another set of.
I'm just gonna
Yeah.
remove
I mean,
Narak from the game
in all
entirely.
in all seriousness, of course, because we do sort of jest a little bit on that. It is annoying, and we certainly would like to make that a little bit more pleasant to use, but
Yeah.
we don't have a good option at this point, and it has also been sort of, as Justin has said, lower down the priority list currently.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. I'm sure we have time for one or two more, probably at least one.
Mm-hmm.
This one is from Foolish Genius 89. When do we get a champion who gets a stack of an effect every time you beat a stage that is prime?
Wait, who determines which stages are prime?
I think we'd have to look it up.
No, I can do them off the top of my head. It's no problem. That'd probably be an OP champion if we did that, because I would be like, oh, all of these ones are prime.
No. I think you get additional feats for that champion
that
make other numbers count as prime.
So that Area 51 could be prime, and what was the other one I did? 57?
I think we'll call it the Justin's best guess feat.
Yeah, 57. Oh, 51 I wouldn't have thought was prime, but 57 was the one that I messed up. Stupid 19. 19 shouldn't be allowed to be a prime factor of anything.
Okie dokie. Let's do one more, and then I think that's probably what we've got time for. Do you have a preference here?
You can just do the next one.
Sure.
Yeah.
This one is from Hufik. Does freely work from the bench? I don't see the bonus at the end of the variant.
So in most cases, I wouldn't expect champion effects to work from the bench. So I think you have to have freely in your formation in order for their effect to trigger at the end of the variant or adventure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that is As Garwar noted, sometimes we don't answer all questions, especially if we don't have a good answer, or if it's something we would have to look up.
That is true.
So, so that is why that question got skipped. All right, I think that is all we have time for today.
Yes, but don't fret. If we didn't get to your question this week, you will have another opportunity. We are in general live again at this same time every week.
We try.
Usually,
Yeah.
unless one of us isn't here.
That's true. As we say in the intro.
That is what we say in the intro, and now awkwardly we're saying it again in the outro. But
Oh, no.
before we sign off, though, we'd like to thank our tireless
We will be
mods.
live again next week, I think was what you were trying to say.
I think we will.
Yeah. Is there a reason we wouldn't be?
If one of us wasn't here. Oh my God, we're just going around in circles. Anyway, thank you to Sean and Mars this week who copy your questions into our questions doc and make things awesome in chat.
Yeah, and of course, thanks to all of you for hanging out, watching the stream, asking such great questions, and for enjoying the game, because without you, no one here would get to do what we do.
And we like what we do.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Justin, did you hear about the new satellite that NASA's launching to say sorry to the aliens?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, they're calling it the Apollo G.